Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. We are your casters. My name is James.
And my name is MG. Let's go!
Let's go
Yes.
indeed. This is day number 3 of Ragnarok Asia Masters.
Yeah.
MG, how are you feeling right now?
I'm actually excited. Like I didn't realize it's already Monday, and I'm
Ooh.
actually looking forward for the matches that we have for this Monday, of course.
Yes. And as you know, they say that Monday is fun day.
Yeah.
So let's
Yes.
have some fun in watching these teams actually compete against one another for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Yep.
actually, MG, let's take a look at who are the teams that are competing right now.
Yep.
All right, MG, go ahead.
Yeah. There we go.
Mhm.
Okay, so for our match for today, we have 8 teams. So for our first match, it's gonna be team building versus team Valhalla, and our second match is gonna be Solid 27 versus Arrogant, and for third match, that's gonna be team Valkyrie versus Hierarchy, and our last match is gonna be team Malaysia or Malaysia versus Wakana. There we go.
Yes, and 4 matches for tonight. Team Building Valhalla will be the first match that we'll be seeing, and not a lot of what do you call this, teams that have the same names as season one, MG,
Yeah.
right? And now we are ready to actually see these teams, perform
Mm-hmm.
for tonight. And right now, these teams are just getting set and ready for the first match for tonight. And this will really set the pace
Yes.
of how things will go in our day 3 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023.
Yes,
Right?
and
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of excited for Team DGH as well. I think Team DGH is kind of prepared for this one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking forward on those. Like again, I'm a big fan of the mechanic on the side of GGH, so hopefully I can see more Suicide of Destruction on these matches,
Oh,
and those curse circle. Like I think GGH is kind of famous on those type of strategies or meta
mhm.
on season 1. So I'm looking forward that they can actually pull it off again on season 2.
So you can say we're looking forward to you seeing those mechanic suicidal destruction plays. Am I correct?
Yes, definitely.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is going to be interesting as you might be seeing that in our first match tonight, MG.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
okay.
And of course, shout out to everyone in the comments right now. Please do like and share our stream because again, this is day 3 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023.
Yes.
And yeah, shout outs to everyone in the chat right now as the teams are just getting ready.
Yep. So I think right now,
Mm-hmm.
I think that the teams right now are they actually log in very early. So I think most of the teams
Mm.
that we have is very prepared for their match, and I think they already done their talk about what's gonna happen, and definitely the first match again, like you said, it will dictate the entire
The pace,
the
yeah.
the entire phase for this one. So I'm actually looking forward for the first match. Team building versus Team Valhalla. Hmm.
Yes, team building versus Valhalla. Let's go, said Gabrielle Cruz in the chat. Jay
Uy.
smiles different today. How is it different, Miko? Kai said, love the new background. Oh, you like the new
Oof.
background, huh? Oh, yeah. We have people in our who are
Yeah.
watching us right now. Some
Hey.
characters in the background, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is something to look forward to because
Yep.
again, these teams are getting ready as what we've seen from week number 1 or from day 1 and day 2 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. It started off a little bit slow for most of the teams, yeah. Not a lot of hype up plays just to take down immediately the opponent. Maybe this time around, they've watched some of the replays. They know how to take advantage of the current meta in 7 versus 7, and maybe they can adjust their equipment, their items to better fit for each situation in this tournament.
Yes, definitely. And again, on the side of I think that's GGL. Most of them are maximizing, or they're trying to, or they're actually using the full throttle on the second round. I think 90% of the teams that we had on day one and day two on their second matches, if they manage to win the first match, they're actually maximizing the full throttle. Actually, the full throttle is really good because you can actually catch your opponent off guard on that one. So
Yeah.
the moment that you rush in, immediately maybe they're just still casting their battle chance or casting their buff. Then a few seconds, you can actually just appear in front of them and punish everyone.
Just
So yeah,
appear. Just appear.
yeah. It's actually a quick one.
Alright.
It's like you're. I'm not sure what's the. I think it's like you're in Guyak or something. A very
Mm.
fast movement on that one. If you
Well,
cast it
basically,
off
full
full
throttle
throttle.
is
Yeah.
going to be a last ditch move that
Mm-hmm.
you can use in order for you to, yeah, like what you said, catch your opponent off guard in that situation. Because
Yeah.
again, full throttle only lasts for 30 seconds. It has a 50-minute cooldown,
Yeah.
so you can only use it once in every match. All right, in every matchup. So you just need to know when to use it and how to use it properly. Again, if someone uses full throttle, you need to go in
Yeah.
because you can't wait for 30 seconds and just wait it out. All right? And full throttle is really a it boosts all of your stats by I believe
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah.
And it gives a lot of bonuses, and but it has a rebound status that of course your movement speed will be lowered, and HPSP recovery is disabled, and full throttle cannot be dispelled or cleared using clearance. So yeah, it's going to be a last, you can say a last effort push,
Yeah.
just to eliminate your opponent quickly. But you really need to know how to play with it.
Yes. They can
Mhm.
actually play around that skill. Actually, they can use it on the first round, right? Because
Ooh,
again,
that's dangerous though.
yeah. I guess the reason why I actually mentioned it on the first round again, if you're going to notice our first day, second day, most of the teams that we have, they're actually, I mean, the first round is more on the guessing game first.
Hmm?
You're actually trying to test the waters if what lineup or what strategy is your opponent gonna use. But if you can actually use a full throttle, then use that as a as an advantage on your team. I think that could work. That could actually work on your team instead of
Mm-hmm.
using it on the last round, which is very predictable,
Yes,
right?
MG. Speaking of lineup, actually, let's take a
Yeah.
look at the lineup of our players right now as the match will be starting in a minute. Let's see, MG, who was on your side?
Yes, actually on the side of team building, and on the team building's lineup, they have the sorcerer here, the five core class, the sorcerer, the minstrel, the sura, the royal guard, and the minstrel. And their two random class or two class that they added on this one is the shadow chaser plus the rune knight.
Yes, and this side for Valhalla, actually, Valhalla is double L. As what I've seen from the team guild name. Okay, okay, we will change it out later. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for Valhalla, they have the mechanic, and who's the other one? Oh, maybe the other guy got disconnected for a bit, so I can't see where he is,
Oh, you
or
got
maybe he's
disconnected?
hiding.
Yeah.
No, no, no. Okay, so just waiting for the teams to get ready right now,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, I think they're rocking with another class, but of course we've seen a mechanic on their side, so we can expect some suicidal destruction plays coming in.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
A good combo coming from. I think that's gonna be a very aggressive on the side of Valhalla. I think they can initiate or use that suicidal destruction as a counter versus the aggression on team building.
Well, they can easily counter that with that Shadow Chaser.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, they have classes they can utilize to actually deal damage to their opponent. But of course, if you don't take care of that mechanic as it goes in, or if you don't actually land that suicidal destruction, that's already -1 for your team,
Yeah.
basically. Because what else can a mechanic do aside from using that card termination, no, high speed card term rather, for causing damage to your
Yep.
opponents. But of course, you can deal a lot more. You can harass your opponents with that high speed card term. But that quick push coming from your team will be gone, right?
Yes, team building right now is moving on the north side, checking the opponent on the side of Valhalla. Valhalla is still stacking on the high ground, and I think
Mm-hmm.
managed to scout team building right now. Team building is trying to
Mm-hmm.
approach a quick land protector
Oh,
here.
crazy vines.
Okay, and I think they're trying to close the
Oh,
ground.
suicide
Oh!
destruction though landed.
Oh!
What a nice suicidal destruction. Only taking down two members of team building right here.
Yep.
Team building still up and
Here we go.
running. They're alive and actually causing damage to Valhalla right now. Lex
Two
and
members
Tendo
are
will
low.
get casted on members here.
Oh, one down,
Is
two
taking
down.
damage will get eliminated.
Here
That
we go.
Sura Circle will land on team building. As you can see, Crazy
Let's
Vine
go.
still getting casted by team building right here. Power absorb to actually catch that Sura of Valhalla, I believe.
Yes.
But Valhalla still
What?
has a Sura left. So that Sura, if team building isn't careful, team building can get eliminated here.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually a good push coming from the Rune Knight of team building. He managed to push that pressure on top of the players of Valhalla. Valhalla suffering from that damage, and they lost two members immediately on that push coming from that Rune Knight of
Mm-hmm.
team building.
Yes, team building, I think, is just waiting for this Sura of Valhalla to, push in.
Yeah.
They're just waiting it out.
Yeah, I think they still need to be careful because I think we saw that one match I mean on the second day that I think they have the lead, but they still try to buy some time. But I think
Mm-hmm.
team building is trying to play it safe here. I think most of the members are really alert here. They have several players that's protecting their Archbishop and Sorcerer this one.
Oh, Gates
And
of
right
Hell.
now, we push there,
The
red
land,
HP.
what?
Oh,
Gates of Hell to take down the last
yes.
member of Valhalla as team building will be getting round number 1.
Yes, a good push there coming from the team, and they managed to balance out the aggression plus the defensive side on their end, so that resulted into a win. Good job, team building.
Yes, actually what happened there for Valhalla, I believe, is that you know uh as they landed that suicidal destruction, there were no follow-ups that happened
Yeah.
basically. So they waited it out for a little bit. And that ranger, of course, with that arrow storm, but he waited a little bit too late. The timing wasn't that right for
Mm-hmm.
Valhalla. As you push with that suicidal destruction, of course, two players went down from team building. I think they lost the royal guard and one of their members that I need to check.
Mm-hmm.
But as they lost their members, you need to follow up that suicidal destruction
Exactly.
to cause more damage. Maybe a curse circle to disable your opponents, then an arrow storm to actually land some hits against your opponent. Or maybe Gates of Hell to take someone else down. So
Yes.
maybe that's going to be 3 members down instead of 4,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Or instead of 2. So it's going to be a different situation if you push with your mechanic using that suicidal destruction. So maybe Valhalla isn't that warmed up just yet, as they caused a little bit of a mistake right there. But of
Yes.
course, the pressure is on for our teams right
Let's
now.
go.
Valhalla maybe is just hyping themselves
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Of course,
Best round.
that is just round number 1.
Yes.
But what a way for team building to bounce back, even with 2 lost members right there.
Yes, I agree with you. Team building managed to they're very patient on that push coming from Valhalla. Despite of that two members down on their side, they know that majority of the players of Valhalla is very open to punish right away.
Mhm.
There is no support that's available for the sorcerer and the archbishop earlier. That's why the rune knight on the side of team building managed to penetrate or managed to punish those two players, resulting into a kill. And from there, the Sura is just doing his job, picking off one target at a time, and yeah, an easy push there coming from team building after that suicidal destruction. And on the side of Valhalla, I think there is a bit of miscommunication, like you mentioned. There's no follow up. Yes, a good
Mm-hmm.
connection of suicidal destruction, but no follow up coming from Valhalla. So maybe they need to talk it out on how to execute the suicidal destruction. Maybe um, after landing it, they can actually go in for a quick push on the supports. Maybe they can take out the sorcerer right away in order for them to free cast in any player. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I think there's some miscommunication coming from Valhalla.
Well, maybe because the constant harassment coming from the Rune Knight of team building really made sure to keep the Valhalla players at bay.
Yeah,
You know, just the constant use of that Dragon's Breath just make sure to deal damage to them, as that ranger is not really not really protected that well.
yeah,
As you can see, his HP just burned down little by little until that ranger has no more HP left, and will that ranger just got eliminated by that Rune Knight,
yeah.
basically.
Yes, and the two priority targets earlier, or the targets that the Runite is hitting, is the Sorcerer and Archbishop. Again, if you manage to disable the support system, which is the Archbishop, he's actually basically sustaining everything, like removing the debuffs and all. And the Sorcerer, he's actually responsible in putting the Land Protector for that anti AoE on the floor, right? If you manage to
Mm-hmm.
disable those two characters immediately, that's gonna be an easy push coming from your team. So a good recognition there coming from that Rune Knight, and the positioning is very lucky as well. Like, to
Well,
think that the sorcerer and the archbishop is just very close together, so
mhm.
it's a lucky spot for that Rune Knight.
Yeah, well, for both of these teams, you just need to make sure you know what your opponents are using,
Yeah,
basically. Because again, if they're utilizing that ranger, no limits can actually deal a lot of damage to you. So like maybe putting down a Numa instead of that land protector, pushing with a Numa in the ground
yeah,
instead of land protector can actually be a little bit more helpful. And for that mechanic, maybe having a barrier up, or
but yeah,
instead of just going in using that suicidal destruction can actually protect your whole team before you push. So you just need to have that um constant communication with your team on what to do. So you
yeah, I
have
agree.
that timing right. So you
Yeah,
just need to time your skills right. You just need to time all of your strategies, and it can work out very well for your team.
yes. Yes, I agree on that one. Especially that suicidal destruction. It's really easy to front slide and land it. But the question there
No,
is,
no, it's not that easy, MG.
on
It's
that
not that
on
easy.
that scenario earlier, it's an open space. It's an open space. So
Oh,
basically, so
you get
basically,
bashed by the mechanic players,
no, no,
MG.
no, no. I'm serious on this one. That's an open opportunity for that mechanic, right? The mechanic can actually front slide and do a suicidal destruction. But the question there is your teammates ready to do the follow up, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you need to make sure if you're the mechanic, if you're gonna jump, make sure that your teammates are ready to make a follow up. I mean, that's my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, that's why you really need to have that coordination with
Yeah,
your team.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, we'll be checking things out as you'll be on Valhalla's side,
Yeah.
as team building is also getting set and ready right now, as both teams, of course, are ready to take on round number two. Let's see what they have for their initial preparations. MG, do you see some changes in their lineup?
On the side of Valhalla, no, there's no changes. They still rocking the Ranger and Mechanic. Yes.
All right, and for team building, of course, they're still rocking with that Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser in the lineup. So, yeah, let's see how things go for round number two. This is really exciting. Let's see if that Suicidal Destruction can maybe take out more than one or two players
Yes.
from team building right here.
Yeah, but I think Valhalla managed to talk it out on how to land this properly. So I think we're gonna see an adjustment on their side.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you can see, actually, team building is moving in right now on my side. As
Yes.
Valhalla is not really pushing in, so I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Maybe they're
Oh,
baiting team building to go in and push them there.
is this gonna be like a hide curse circle right away?
Well, we don't know how they are planning to do things,
This is gonna be
but yeah,
interesting.
they could, that is a possibility on how they want to do it.
Like that's
But yeah,
actually
let's
good
see.
since this is a choke spot. So if you're gonna check, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 5 cells only. So the moment that they go in here, and this Sura can curse circle like at least 4 or 5 right away. Ooh,
As you can see, oh, crazy vines on the floor.
a sneaky
Team
strategy.
building, slowly pushing in, as you can see.
Let's
As
go!
Valhalla is just waiting for them here. Oh, Dragon's Breath to actually catch a Sura. Oh, that's
Oh!
Suicide Destruction. Landing on nowhere right here, but that Sura, they actually just went for that follow-up as well, but that Sura managed to take down no one in that regard. But
Here we
Valhalla
go.
is getting caught by team building right here
Dragon's
as they
breath.
are getting pushed one by
Oh!
one. That the Ranger still has HP, but will get
Gates of Hell.
damaged and eliminated by that Dragon's Breath. As you can see, Valhalla only has that Sorcerer. Know that Maestro is the only one left for Valhalla.
Oh,
And still alive. Ooh,
yeah.
Overbrand Gates of Hell to take him out. As team building
Let's go!
will be getting round number 2 as well and taking this match in their hands.
Wow. Nice. 2-0 coming from team building. Ooh. At one point there, I was thinking that they might go for that strategy. That choke point curve circle. But I think he backed out on that one.
Well, actually, he didn't back out on that one. Maybe he is planning to do that. Of course, he is, or that Sura of Valhalla is cloaked.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that Rune Knight, that Dragon's Breath managed to hit that Sura while hiding.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the animation pop up. Like someone's getting damaged, someone's hitting right here, someone's getting damaged. So that's why you can spot someone if they're hiding if you just use that Dragon's Breath. So what a good way to use that Dragon's Breath
Yeah.
to actually catch someone who is just hiding.
Yes.
So yeah, congratulations team building for getting that win and a good game. Well
Congrats.
played to Valhalla.
Yes. I think on the side of Valhalla, to be fair, I think they're trying to be creative on that one, on the strategy. I mean, that strategy could work, but again, there is like a anticipation on the side of team building that Rune Knight that mentioned, that skip casting that Dragon's Breath, making sure that choke point is technically a free spot for them to go in. So the moment that they saw that Sura went back to their stack, they anticipated that the mechanic can actually just front slide and squeeze all destruction. But again, no one died on that squeeze all destruction, and I think the squeeze all destruction is, I think there is like few cells that he needs to step in before he can land it perfectly on those on the side of team building. But apparently he just hit that button that squeeze all destruction right away, and apparently
Yeah,
no one died. Yeah.
actually, I believe just one more
Yeah, one
front
or
slide.
yes.
Just one more front slide, and then pressing that suicidal destruction can actually
Can make a
eliminate
difference,
a
yeah.
lot of members of um of a team building earlier. But
Yes.
yeah, that suicidal destruction was pressed a little bit early, but I'm not sure. Maybe he pressed it at the right time, but team building just really noticed that what happened, or as that mechanic was pushing in, then they just moved to a different direction so that they don't get caught. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like how Valhalla is trying out different strategies again,
Yes.
utilizing that choke point, trying to catch someone off guard with maybe a cursed circle and suicidal destruction.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be a good
Yeah.
strategy if it worked, yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna
But yeah,
be good.
that's a very unique idea.
Yep. And yeah, that's GG well played coming from these two teams. Like, just imagine that's only our first game for our matches for today. So I'm actually keen on seeing more creative strategies coming from our guilds here. And our
Mhm.
second match is gonna be Solid 27 versus Arrogant. Ooh.
Yes, and you know, looking forward to how these teams will actually play
Yeah.
in match number two. But yeah, match number two will be starting in just a bit.
Just a bit, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
and the
be
same.
starting in just a bit.
Oh, okay. And I just want to point out, I forgot to mention this. Like on the side of team building, the moment that they step in on that choke point, you can actually see the presence on their team. They patiently like four or three players of their support system actually just stayed on the choke point, and
Mhm.
the Rune Knight, Sura, and I think the Sorcerer went ahead for a bit. So I think that's a very safe movement coming from team building, making sure that they're trying to minimize the errors on that one. So good push there, and very patient gameplay coming from team building.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. As yeah, match number two will be starting in just a bit. Again, this is Solid 27 versus Arrogant. As we'll first be taking a very short break. When
Mm-hmm.
we come back, it's going to be match
Yes.
number two. So stick around and stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Once again, we are casters. My name is
And my
James.
name is MG.
And where's the let's go,
Yeah,
MG?
it's gonna be yes for today.
it's,
For
it's,
this
going to,
one.
it's going to be yes for now. All
Yes.
right. Okay. Okay. For this match number 2, we have Solid 27 versus Arrogant.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, what can you say about these teams as what you've seen from their lineup currently? Don't
Well,
give it away first. Don't give it away first. Just give a brief
I think this is gonna
description.
be really interesting. A very fast pace, a quick impact phase on this match for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of that one class, yeah. So either it's gonna be a full wipe, or they might take out like 2 to 3 players immediately on first push.
Hmm. So you can say it's going to be an interesting matchup for these teams. As what I can see from the lineup of Arrogant right here is they can probably they are more, you can say, well rounded.
Okay, so basically they have the defense, they have the offense, and yeah,
Yes, yes,
that's good.
yes. Of course, right now both teams are just getting ready, just buying the last bit of items that they need to fill up their inventories and whatnot. But yeah, this is going to be kind of an interesting battle, MG.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to how these teams will, you know, attack each other here in match number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's going to be dangerous for some, but
Yeah.
can be a winning point for their team.
Exactly. Yes, I think I agree with you. Because some of the builds, when I'm talking about builds, like the composition, right? Some of the composition of the guilds right now are some of them are kind of risky with high
Mm-hmm.
reward, and some of them, like for example, the last match that we have, they have a good sustain as well. I think that is I think if you're gonna play on this tournament, you can go for a very well-rounded, like you mentioned, so you can actually cover everything, the offense and defense as well. So yeah, but again, you can just play a very aggressive as well. That could work. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it really depends on how you set up your whole team, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a little bit interesting as yeah, and we transition now to the game screen, MG, and let's talk about their lineups. Okay, finally,
Yes.
we can see the lineups of our teams. See,
Okay.
very
Yes.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes, I actually saw your team there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about Solid 27. On the side of Solid 27, of course, they have the 5 core classes, which is the Archbishop, the Surad, the Royal Guard, the Minstrel, and the Sorcerer. And the 2 classes that they added on this one, it's gonna be the Shadow Chaser, plus my favorite, the Mechanic.
The mechanic, the play that you're always looking forward to.
Yes! Yeah.
Yes, and for the side of Aragon, of course, they have the well-rounded lineup with that Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser.
Ooh.
And yeah, this is going to be a tough battle for one team. Depends on how they pull it off. It can be a win-win situation for them. But yeah, for those who are watching right now, please do like and share our stream, as this
Yes!
is
Let's
match
go,
number
guys!
2. Solid 27 versus Arrogant. Let's see
Yes.
who takes this match. Just a cheer for your favorite team in the chat. Who do you think will win? Solid
Yes.
27 or Arrogant? As you can see, Arrogant is actually pushing on to the hill right here.
Yeah.
As Valha, I actually run. Oh no, rather
Solid.
Solid 27.
Yes, they
I'm
actually.
actually still I still have those what do you call this? Those remnants from the last
Remnants, yeah,
match.
yeah. Yes, and on the side of Solid 27, they're actually pushing on the south side on this one, putting Land Protector here. Few scouts. I think they're actually putting like few scouts on the north side, making sure that there is no enemies on that side. I think they're just trying to they're actually playing this defensively or passive on this one. I think they're waiting for Arrogant to push in.
Yeah, so actually both teams are playing a little bit defensively here, but of course they have some scout. They have for Arrogant they have the Shadow Chaser to scout, and for 27 they have the same thing, right? They also have the Shadow Chaser plus they have that mechanic in the lineup. So they just need to catch someone off guard with that suicidal destruction, or maybe with a play curse circle suicidal destruction, like what you really wanted to see. MG?
Yes, please. Yes, I think that they're just. I think the two teams that we have right now is just doing fine on this one. Again, every match is there is like 7 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, 7 minutes per match. So you need to maximize the 7 minutes because again, guys, this tournament has or this match is this is the elimination round. So if you lose 2 games, it's gonna be a bye bye for your guild. So you need to make sure that everything is calculated if you're going to engage on that. Oh, here we go.
Okay,
That's
but
a
I
dodge.
believe the
Yeah,
Shadow
yeah,
Chaser
that's
is still
good.
alive. Gates of
That's
Hell
good.
did like, oh, the Suicidal Destruction takes one down, but Gates of Hell will connect once again. Gates of Hell coming from both sides. Vacuums on the floor, the side of Solid 27.
Here we go.
But Arrogant is still just pushing in. Gates of Hell will connect once again. That Sura of Solid 27 got knocked out, as well as that Maestro plus Shadow Chaser. And the only one left for Solid 27 is no one. Actually,
Yeah.
they got eliminated right there. But yeah, that suicidal destruction caught only that Shadow Chaser of Arrogant there.
Oh, wow. Oof. I think,
So
yeah, he just went in immediately without any hesitation.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, it's not really a good play. Maybe one more front slide can do it. Just lacking one more front slide, we said earlier. Just
Yes.
one more front slide can cause miracles for your team. But I think Solid 27 was just a little bit hesitant. They just got harassed immediately by the Rune Knight of
Yep.
Arrogant. And because of that, they weren't able to keep up their composure just then. But I like how they managed to stick close right there. But of course, that vacuum of the Sorcerer of Arrogant landed on them because they don't have that magnetic earth on the floor. And it
Yes.
just got casted immediately right there. And I believe they stepped on it. So
Yep.
it's pretty much a dangerous scenario for a Solid 27. But I like how they managed to take the battle to Arrogant's side.
Yes, I think the on the first few seconds or few minutes on the match, I think they managed to establish that I think they're gonna play defensively on that one, but Solid 27 decided or they opted out for an offense instead of playing defensively. And I think Solid 27 is trying to do a slow tempo on that one. That's why their movement is very slow and precise. And the moment that Arrogant saw the players of Solid 27 is just on the south side, they managed to cast a quick pick off on the Shadow Chaser, but apparently that pick off didn't went well on the side of Arrogant, so they resetted everything. And I think Solid 27 saw that opportunity. That's why the mechanic initiated a push immediately, and apparently the front slide is not enough to secure a few players. And the moment that we saw destruction landed, it's a go signal for Arrogant to punish the side of Solid 27. Then yeah, one player at a time, Arrogant takes the win, and that's a GG.
Yeah, well, they didn't need to actually well, when the mechanic was there, they need to be careful of their movements. I was talking about Arrogant. They need to be careful of their movements because again, they don't want to get caught by that suicidal destruction.
Yes.
Again, we all know how dangerous tanking suicidal destruction can be. So basically, they played a little bit careful. They played a little bit defensive right
Yeah.
here. They have some scouts roaming around. I can see their Shadow Chaser just moving out and about, just scouting things out for their whole team. And their Sura or the Sura of Arrogant was playing very, very defensively. Of course,
Yes.
playing with very little to no HP.
Yes.
You really need to stick with your team. You need to have that that sacrifice up or that devotion up.
Yeah.
Because if you got dispelled and you got hit by maybe a Dragon's Breath or maybe uh, you can say a Diamond Dust,
Yeah.
that can be really painful for your team because again, if they don't have Asura, they don't have the good Gates of Hell. That single target damage to
Yeah.
take down your opponents very very quickly. They need that firepower to eliminate their opponents. So yeah, having Asura alive in your team in a moment
Yes.
can be the turning point in that match.
Yes. I actually agree with you on that one. I think Solid 27 needs to push as a team on that one. I think the mechanic only push alone there. There's no quick follow up, or they didn't manage to save that mechanic on that suicidal distraction. I think they can still save him, but apparently the positioning is too off on the side of Solid 27. But
Well,
I think
yeah.
it's kind of off because again, it's on the high ground, and if you're gonna front slide from the low ground to the high ground, I think there's gonna be like few cells that really uncomfortable for that front slide. So yeah,
Well, I kind of agree with you there, MG.
yeah,
That front slide or that mechanic just went a little bit too far.
yeah. It's
Um, Compared to his teammates, they played a little bit
yes,
behind. So again, just some coordination with your team can be a turning factor in your turning point
yeah,
rather in that match. Again, if that front slide went in suicidal destruction, even just taking down that shadow chaser, they or Solid 27 just got immediately harassed by that sorcerer as
yeah,
that suicidal destruction landed.
yes,
Vacuums got cast on the floor. Sura went in, and everyone from Arrogant just went in, just casted
yeah,
those skills, just tried to deal damage to Solid 27 right there, and they just protected their Sura very very well, and
yes,
that's their power, that's their damage dealer,
yes.
main damage dealer. So they really need to take care of that Sura again. Like what I told you, that Sura is a glass,
Super
just
glass.
one dispel. If he gets hit by even the slightest bit of damage, he will get eliminated
Yes,
very quickly.
yes. I agree.
Uh, yeah, even maybe a Diamond Dust, Psychic Wave, depends on what you want to cast on
Yeah,
that Sura as soon as you dispel him. But yeah, just a bit of damage can eliminate a glass Sura, even with that Sura playing with very very low HP.
yes.
But yeah, that was just round number one. We are starting round number two in just a bit. Teams are getting set and ready. I'm going to be on the side of Solid 27. You're going to be on the side of Arrogant. Do we have a
Yes.
change in the lineup of both teams, MC?
Okay, on the side of Arrogant, I think they don't have any change on their lineup. They still rocking a Shadow Chaser and Rune Knight for their two um, classes, and of course they're pushing for the five core classes. Of course, the Royal Guard, the Sorcerer, the Archbishop, the Sura, and the Minstrel.
Mm-hmm. And for the
Yes.
side of Solid 27. Okay, so now we have a change in lineup. Unfortunately for
Oof.
you, MG, we are not going to see your favorite play
Ah,
anymore,
yeah.
because they actually opted for that Rune Knight instead of that mechanic in this round number two for this match. And I'm just looking forward to how Solid 27 will play without that mechanic and how they can utilize that Rune Knight
Yep.
in their lineup.
Yes. Actually, I think the Rune Knight on the side of Sol 27 is gonna be a perfect fit, since the movement of the Rune Knight is it's actually a very slow pace, so everyone can catch up instead of having that mechanic wherein he has that front slide and he can leave his teammate by few cells away. But yeah, let's see if Solid 27 can bounce back on this one. Solid 27 versus Oregon, guys. Game number two for this one.
Round number
So
two.
round number two. Sorry,
Round
round
number
number
two.
two.
All
Solid
right.
27 versus Arrogant. Let's see who's gonna win or who will take this match. And
Okay. Yes, a mirror
yes.
match between these two teams again.
Oh, okay.
First round, they just waited for each
Okay.
other, but
Yeah.
now it's a round number two, MG. Will we probably see a full throttle this round? That's only one way to find out. To just watch the match.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. On the side of Oregon, I think they're moving on the same spot here on the hill, putting that magnetic earth on this one. And right now, the shadow chaser on the side of Oregon is just scouting around, and they're still playing with that very low HP Sura on their side.
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
right now, though, Solid 27 moving in. Magnetic Curve, they just want to go in. I
Oh,
think they
rush
used
play.
Double Draw. I didn't see, but as you can see,
Here we go.
Solid 27 just pushing in. Rune Knight just using the Dragon's Breath, but Arrogant is just eliminating Solid 27 one by
They're
one.
pushing up.
Gates of Hell connecting very, very perfectly to Solid 27 right there. Sura is still alive, up and running. But that Archbishop is with that Sura right now for Solid 27. Rising Dragon will get casted. Sura, Gates of Hell will
Oh,
connect and eliminate that Sura of a Solid 27 as Arrogant will get this victory in round number 2 as well. Oh, they still have members. Okay, finally. Okay, you didn't see that, MG.
Yeah.
But yeah, Solid 27 will get eliminated as Arrogant with their nice defense taking out Solid 27 and winning this match.
yes, that's actually a good play coming from Arrogant. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but on the side of Arrogant, they actually baited a magnetic earth on the top side. So they actually placed a magnetic earth there in order for Solid 27 to get baited. The moment that they saw that land protector, I think that's a go signal on the side of Solid 27. But Arrogant is very prepared on what's coming. So
Yes.
they managed to the moment that they saw that Rune Knight jumping in, Sura jumping in, they initiated quickly because again there's no Swizzle destruction. So they're not afraid of taking hits or trading those hits versus Solid 27 and Arrogant. They can sustain. They immediately went to the core players on the side of Solid 27, taking out those key players. And yeah, that's why we only seeing the Archbishop, the Sura left behind on the last few seconds of that match.
Yes.
Good play.
Actually, as I'm watching the replay right now, they actually utilized that full throttle, or
Yeah.
Solid 27 did. As you can see, their movement speed just went from normal increased agile to Guyak speed, right?
Oh, that's why.
But yeah, that's why they tried to push in very quickly right there. But
Mhm.
again, the defense of Arrogant is another thing that they need to deal with. Playing with a very, very low HP Sura. Like, if you actually saw that HP of uh the Sura of Arrogant,
Yes.
it's very it's a very dangerous HP. Like, just what, 8%, 5% maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a very dangerous play coming from Arrogant right there to utilize that Sura. That's
Yes.
why the royal guard of Arrogant opted to protect that Sura. He's just following that Sura around. Not that sorcerer, not any of the members, but only that Sura, just following where the Sura goes. And they have this coordination for their team to really know where they are going.
Yes.
So yeah, a very good teamwork for Arrogant, and a good game, well played for a solid 27.
Yes. Good game. Yes.
It was a good match. You tried your best, but yeah, Arrogant just proved their defense is just too strong to handle.
Yes. But I think if Solid 27 managed to the moment that the gates open, if they casted the full throttle immediately, I think that could be a different outcome, I think. Because on the first few seconds of the match, I think Arrogant managed to secure their position right away. So technically they managed to turtle that spot. So anything goes into their spot, they can actually counter immediately. Right? So if you want to use, I think, full throttle on a match, make sure to use it immediately in order to catch your opponent off guard. Versus,
Alright.
getting spotted then use full throttle. That's a different one. So yeah.
Yes, and yep, it's a good match as that was match number 2. Next match MG, will be Team Valkyrie versus Hierarchy.
Yes.
Hmm. And
Valkyrie.
what great names of the teams we
Yeah,
have right
Hierarchy,
here.
Valkyrie, yeah.
But of course, the match number three will be starting in a while as the teams are still getting ready and
Yes.
getting set up for their match. So, yeah, please do stay tuned. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back. Hey guys, we are back here at Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Once again, we are your casters. My name is
And
James.
my name is MG. Let's go!
Okay,
Yes.
I was waiting for that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
let's go indeed. As the third match will be MG. Who
Yeah,
is
it's gonna
it?
be Team Valkyrie versus Team Hierarchy. Let's go.
Yes, good team names we have right here. We're
Valkyrie.
looking forward to their performance and how they match up against each other here in Ragnarok Asia
Mm-hmm.
Masters 2023. Again, this is day 3, match number 3. This is going to be a lucky 3-3. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just making things up, all right?
yeah.
I'm just making things up. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle. Well, all matches are interesting. Yeah, you can say because all have different strategies, different ways on how they want to utilize
Yep.
every class that they have. So we haven't seen much of the, you can say, out of this world the picks from our teams.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
most of them are standard either with a mechanic, ranger, but we've seen more of the rangers, popping in Ragnarok Asia Masters. But of course, the most common so far that we've seen is that utilizing the Shadow Chaser and that Rune Knight in your lineup. We've seen, I think, just two teams utilizing a Warlock in their lineup, or just one team
Yes.
using that Warlock.
Yep.
But yeah, having a Warlock can also be a huge factor if you know how to play with a Warlock. If you know how to play with a Warlock, rather. Because again, White Imprison, Soul Expansion, causing lots of damage.
Mm-hmm.
But for the opposing team, dealing against a Warlock, you need to know how to counter that Warlock as well.
Yes.
So, let's see. Let's see on how things
Yep.
will go. And we'll talk more about their lineups as we transition in a bit. Both teams are just getting their last set of items
Yes.
for this match.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to go back as well on what you mentioned earlier, like the pickings of characters. I think on the
Mhm.
season 1, majority of our players are going for, I think the pick rate on the Warlock is around 40%, 40 to 50% on season 1. But right
Mhm.
now, I think the most picked class right now is the Rune Knight.
Well, so
Surprisingly.
far though.
So far,
So
yeah.
far.
So
Yeah,
far.
but not really the Rune Knight. For a wildcard class, most of them really utilize a Shadow Chaser. Because we all know how annoying Shadow Chasers can
It
be.
is, yeah.
And how they can disable their opponents, of course, Masquerade, Ignorance, Weakness, whatever mask you want to cast on your opponents. And, you can really harass your opponents with Shadow Chaser.
Yes. Especially if you manage to isolate one player, like for example, you manage to lock down Asura on your Shadow Chaser, that's gonna be an easy win for your team. Or basically, you can they can easily take down the players if you manage to
Yes.
take down or secure or lock the Sura of your enemy.
Yes, all right. As match number 3 will be starting in just a bit, so please, our viewers are here, like and share our stream.
Yes.
As
Like and
again,
share.
this is Ragnarok Asian Masters 2023, and MG, let's have one more let's go right here as the match is going to start.
Let's go. Okay, so I just want to introduce the team that we have right now. On the side of Team Valkyrie, they're actually using a mechanic and a shadow chase. Oh, mechanic and RK or Rune Knight on their roster. Wow.
And for the side of Hierarchy, they're going for the Shadow Chaser and the Rune Knight. So we'll be seeing a lot of Dragon's Breath actually casted on each other here in match number 3. Are you ready, MG?
Yes, let's go. Okay.
We let's have enough of let's go. Let's go with the yes next time, all right?
Okay.
We've had enough of the let's go, all right?
Okay. So on the side of Team Valkyrie right now is playing very defensively. Land Protector or Magnetic Earth on top of them, and I think they have they can actually scout on this one. They have the Sura that can body relo, and they have the mechanic that can actually front slide on this one. So they have a good movement on these classes.
Yes, and for the side of hierarchy, of course, they have the Shadow Chaser just scouting out and about here and on the map, just making sure they have enough space to, move around against their opponent and to make sure that they face in the proper direction as they deal with their opponents. But again, hierarchy just playing it a little bit safe here on top of the hill. Same for what Team Valkyrie is doing actually.
Yes. I think both teams are just doing right. I think they're just maximizing the time here. The team who doesn't have that enough patience can actually lose on this one. Like if they're gonna go for that risky plays, that can actually hurt their team really bad. So I think just playing defensively and using the time is actually the perfect strategy for the meantime on this one.
Yes, just team hierarchy, just making sure to use the Dragon's Breath to deal a bit of damage. Maybe try and deal a bit of damage to Team Valkyrie right here. But again, going back to their same spot on top of the hill, as they're just scouting around. They're just waiting for that timer drop down, and like what you said, they're just waiting for their opponents to push in. Whoever makes the first move, whoever pushes in, might not be able to take this victory. As you can see, Hierarchy wants to move the battle to the side of Team Valkyrie right here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hierarchy may have other plans in mind. Of course, if they can take their aggression to the next level and play it beautifully, they can make it work.
Yes.
Again,
And I think on the side of Team Valkyrie, I think they're just doing fine on this one. Again, they
uh-huh.
have like the tools to range pressure
Oh,
the side of
yes.
Team Hierarchy, and they have the Swiss Destruction as
Okay.
well.
But hold on to that thought, MG. As you can see,
Here we go.
Hierarchy pushing in. Dragon's Breath will get cast. Gates of Hell by Hierarchy.
Oh,
As you can see, as Destruction will land actually on Hierarchy. But Hierarchy still has members left. They're still alive. Gates of Hell one
very
by
low.
one. Two Gates
Oh,
of Hell casted at the same time right there to take down two members of Team Valkyrie. What a quick cast coming from Hierarchy to take down the members of Team Valkyrie right there.
yes. That's actually a good push coming from Team Hierarchy. They managed to plant the Rune Knight immediately on the stack of Team Valkyrie, and I think Team Valkyrie is having a hard time to counter push or trying to pinpoint which class to focus fire on that one. Oof.
Oh, yes. But what a good push though. And Suicidal Destruction, it landed on their own stack. Or
Yeah.
rather, it landed on the stack of Team Valkyrie, trying to take someone down with that Suicidal Destruction. But again, Team Valkyrie had more members on their side
Mm-hmm.
before he casted that Suicidal Destruction. Again, one more front slide can actually do it.
Yeah. I agree.
Just one more
What
front slide though.
happened to the front slide
Mm-hmm.
on our mechanics? But again, yes. Um I think on the side of Team Valkyrie, I think they have a really good composition. If we're talking about pressure, you have the Rune Knight, you have the Sura putting pressure. For the damage, you can actually go for the Rune Knight mechanic plus and the Sura. So basically they have like three damage dealers immediately on their party. Well, on the side of hierarchy, I think the the rune knight there is probably more on pressure. I think on the side
Mm-hmm.
of hierarchy, and the main damage dealer, again, we are seeing red HP Suras, going in and out, trying to take out one player at a time. So yeah,
Yes. Actually, I like how the Sura of Hierarchy played for a moment there.
yeah,
Going in, of course, or that Sura still has that braggy buff of from Hierarchy. Just going in, targeting one player, then switching on to the next, taking down two at the same time.
yeah.
Just basic a complete attack coming from the Sura of Hierarchy. Again, Hierarchy managed to take care of their main damage dealer, that Sura. And as you can see, that Sura of Hierarchy was playing at the back,
Yeah.
waiting for the other members of their team to push in first. Again, Rune Knight to harass. Then if when they have a safe target
Mm-hmm.
already, that Sura immediately went in. Gates of Hell taking down, picking off the members one by one. Eliminating members of Team Valkyrie. And of course, when they knew that the suicidal destruction was already up, they pushed in together.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I
What a
think
good play coming from Hierarchy though.
yes, aggressive, but at the same time, if you're going to check the confidence of that Sura as well, playing with that
Mm-hmm.
HP, and I just want to comment as well the Royal Guard of that Sura. You cannot. It's really impossible to do that play if you don't have a really good Royal Guard
Yes,
on your party.
if you don't
Yeah.
have a good royal guard just taking care of you,
Yes, I think
right?
majority of that sacrifices on that surah, recognizing that they might initially counter that surah because of that damage, but again, there's no answer to that surah on the side of Team Valkyrie. But I think on the second round, Team Valkyrie might have a counter on that one, recognizing that surah is mainly the source of the damage of Team Hierarchy.
Yes. And I feel like MG, if you're the one playing that royal guard,
Dude, I'm gonna attack,
uh,
bro. Like,
yeah,
there's no
no
sacrifice,
more
bro.
devotion, no more sacrifice.
It
Just
yeah, it's
exceed,
about
break,
time.
overbrand your opponent.
It's
You don't care
about time
about
to
your
change the
teammates.
meta. Let's go.
You don't care about your teammates. Just go in, be the hero, be the hero of your team.
Just bring white pots, you're good to go. Don't bother.
Yes. And anyway, though, Gabriel, we haven't seen any warlocks yet for the. Yes, we haven't seen any warlocks
Yeah,
yet
I
for
know.
tonight. But if you're talking about what we've said earlier, we've mentioned that we have seen only a few warlock teams utilizing a warlocks in season 2 of Ragnarok Asia
Yeah,
Masters 2023.
I think one of the teams that I remember who uses Warlock is
Mhm.
Adonis on season one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Adonis season
I
one.
think
Yeah.
Adonis is one of those guilds on season one who really maximize the potential of the warlock, and that warlock also has a good positioning on season two.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's actually one of the notable guilds that I remember on season one, especially on the warlock.
Yeah, well, a lot of teams played with the Warlocks in season one,
Yeah,
but maybe things will change come the following matches. Maybe they're thinking of utilizing a Warlock in their lineup maybe in the following matches, or probably maybe for day number 4. We might see some
come on,
warlocks in
guys, let's
the
go.
teams.
Warlocks, where are you guys? Let's go.
Yes, but maybe they're waiting for the opportunity to utilize a Warlock in the following rounds of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Again, this is just the eliminations, all
Yeah.
right? We have 16 teams from both GGH and GGL compete against one
Yes.
another here and just trying their best to secure a
Yeah.
spot for round number 2 of Ragnarok Asia Masters.
Yep. And again, this is like a really hard tournament or matches because again, we're talking about elimination. So the moment that you messed up on a single round, that can actually cause a quick lose to your team immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
And versus on
Yes.
having what do you call that? Losers bracket, wherein you can have another chance to fight back. But yeah, eliminations are really
Yes.
tough.
Yes. And it's tough indeed for our players. Of course, the pressure is on. You don't want to make mistakes this time around. But, MG, since this is round number 2 of this match, number 3, what do you think we'll be seeing? Maybe will we be seeing some full throttle plays here? What do
Um,
you think?
Yeah, I think the confidence of the side of hierarchy is really like 10 out of 10 right now. They saw how Team Valkyrie, moved on that first round. So 90% maybe or 80%, maybe 70%. We're gonna see hierarchy using that full throttle right away. And on Team Valkyrie, they might counter a full throttle as well, since again, um if you're gonna be on that 0-1 status, you need to, set the face immediately. don't let the winner side dictate what's gonna happen on this match. You should be
Mhm.
dictating you should be dictating the facing of the round for your team versus the opponent. So I think they might use a full throttle as well.
Well, we might see a full throttle. We might see some other things get casted right here in round number two. But yeah, again, using a full throttle in your play, is going to be a what do you call this? A last effort play, you can say, right? Because
Yes.
again, a cooldown of full throttle is 50 minutes. It only lasts for 30 seconds. Of course, you have that speed, same as the guyak
Guyak, yeah.
pudding. All right. So, you have increased stats, of course,
But yeah,
but yeah, you
yeah.
really need to push quickly. You really need to move fast in order for you to better utilize that full throttle, and you need to push as a team. Again, you just need to be careful because the team that you are pushing might be the defensive team.
Yes. But again, surprise is gonna be a different element for the match, so they might use it. I hope they do. They do. So I want to see like two teams doing full throttle and engaging at the middle. So yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, let's see. Let's hope for something
double
to happen
throttle.
like
Let's go.
yes, double full throttle. Yeah.
Double full throttle.
All right. But
Mhm.
okay. Now, what since we are actually looking at the screen of hierarchy right here, of course they're rocking with the same lineup.
Yes.
For Team Valkyrie, I believe they are so as well. But of course, teams are just getting set and ready, making sure they don't have any technical issues before we start our round number two. Because again, this might be the last round, or this we might have a third round here.
Yes. I think we can. I think there's a chance that we can see a like a third round for this one. Again, Team Valkyrie is right now the lineup that they have is very aggressive. If they're gonna go all in, I think they have a chance on securing a win on this one. They just need to like jump in, like all of them jumping in on top of hierarchy. That could be the answer for their offense on this one. Ooh.
Yes, they might be the answer to the problems that people are facing or the players are facing right now.
Yes.
But yeah, again, like what we've said, MG, teams are getting ready.
Yes, I mean, again, guys, we need to make sure that everything is,
All set,
is
yeah.
all set. Like all players are all set, because again, this is elimination round, and this is gonna be a round number two for
Ooh.
Team Valkyrie versus Hierarchy. So, ooh,
Yes, the round just quickly started though.
yeah.
And Team
Okay,
Valkyrie
here we
just,
go, boys. Let's
pushing
go.
in. All right, Team Valkyrie just taking this fight to the side of Hierarchy right here. Low ground is Team Valkyrie. Hierarchy is on the high ground on top of that hill. Magnetic Air will
Oh,
connect.
suicidal
No front
destruction.
slide, no soul burn.
Here we go.
Soul burn on that Mikai. Suicidal destruction. Oh,
Oh!
taking down lots of members of Hierarchy
Let's
right
go.
here. Now 3 members left for Hierarchy. They have that Royal Guard, Exceed Break. They have that Maestro and that Archbishop. So 4 members left though.
Here we
4
go.
members left
Dragon's Breath.
for Hierarchy. They still have that Rune Knight to cause damage. Frost Jokes on the side of Hierarchy to actually help out that Rune Knight for dealing damage.
Yes.
But of course, the match is 4. No, 3 versus 4. Exceed Break. They're targeting a single member of Team Valkyrie right here. Now they are caught. Now
2v4.
2 members left for Valkyrie. And what a Dragon's Breath here. What a play coming from Hierarchy. Utilizing that Royal Guard, Exceed Break plus Dragon's Breath.
One more
plus
hit.
that Frost Joke to actually, eliminate Team
Yes.
Valkyrie right here. But look at that HP of that Maestro of
A red
Hierarchy.
HP Maestro.
I think
Your meta.
that Maestro, that HP of that Maestro is very, very low. Maybe ran out of potions,
Yeah.
probably.
I thought that's gonna be a new meta for Maestro, low HP or red HP Maestro. So yeah.
But yeah, whoa, what a play here coming from from Hierarchy.
Yes. Well,
And
yeah, I think Team Valkyrie did what they can actually do. A good rush push coming from Team Valkyrie, suicidal destruction as well. It's really good. But again, the sustain of Team Hierarchy on that last few minutes at the middle of the match is really clutch for their on their end. They managed to sustain four players despite of that heavy pressure coming from Team
mhm.
Valkyrie. Oof.
Yes, yeah, I actually didn't see if that Rune Knight of Hierarchy used a full throttle there because he was just, dishing out those Dragon's Breath.
Yeah.
Uh, Even with Team Valkyrie leading because of that suicidal destruction. I'm actually kind of watching the replay of what's happening right now. Okay, so Team Valkyrie lost their Sura. Of course, they still have a lot of members, but Hierarchy just singling out members of Team Valkyrie right here. Exceed Break plus that Dragon's Breath. I'm not really sure. No, Team Valkyrie, maybe they ran out of potions to use or HP potions to actually help them out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hierarchy just dealt a lot of damage to those remaining members. Even with them, losing a lot of players with that suicidal destruction. Plus that Sura, at least they managed to take down the Sura of Team Valkyrie at that time. Because if that Sura was still alive, that Rune Knight won't last any longer than that one. Than what happened. And luckily for Team Hierarchy, they actually managed to take down that Sura of
Yes.
Team Valkyrie at the start, or very, very quickly.
Yes. Actually, I think Hierarchy managed to plan it out properly. Um Again, first suicidal destruction landed. They lost like three players immediately, right, on that match. Then I think they know for a fact that they can sustain the Dragon's Breath on the side of Team Valkyrie. So again, they don't need to be pressured too much on that Rune Knight for that
Mm-hmm.
Dragon's Breath. All you need to do on the side of Hierarchy is just take down the single target player or a
Mm-hmm.
single DPS player on their side, which is the Sura. The moment that you take out the Sura on the side of Team Valkyrie, technically you can sustain everything. So they
Yes.
actually let basically Hierarchy just let the Rune Knight on the side of Team Valkyrie free hit them while they focus on the Sura. Then when the scenario on the 4v4, I think 5v4 went to 4v4, then 3v4. I think that's a snowball coming from Hierarchy. The moment that they take out that Sura, it's a GG immediately on the side of Hierarchy, because they still have
Yes.
that they prioritize on the single target. That's actually good about Hierarchy. They can dish out one player at a time, or they're bursting one player at a time, like you mentioned earlier. And that's what Valkyrie is missing. They don't have like a single burst um class that they have on their lineup who can actually take down several players on the side of Hierarchy. So yeah.
Probably because the build of hierarchy or how they built their characters are, they have those backup damage leaders in case the Sura
Mm-hmm.
gets eliminated or in case only the Rune Knight is left. So they
Yep.
have these fail safe situations to make
Yeah.
sure they can still secure the match even with their members getting eliminated at the round. But yes,
Yes.
that is a good game, well played. Team Valkyrie, I believe, did their very best. That
Yeah.
was a nice suicidal destruction again. That
Yeah.
in round number two. But again, Hierarchy just managed to single out those players of Team Valkyrie, taking them out one by one and securing the victory.
Yep.
And that's it for match number three. MG, match number four will be starting in a bit. Who are
Yes.
our participants for match number
Yes.
four?
For our match number 4, we have Malaysia versus Wakana.
Ooh, all
Wakana.
right. Malaysia versus Wakana will be starting in just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we'll be taking a short break. When we come
Yes.
back, it's going to be match number four, Malaysia versus Wakana.
Wakana.
So stick around, lay back, and have fun, relax, and stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we are back here at Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. And no need for introductions for this time.
I was waiting for it,
But
man.
yes, okay. Since you're
Okay.
waiting for it, since MG wants it so bad, all right.
Okay.
Again, we are your casters. My name is James.
And my name's MG. Let's go.
Okay, so let's have a let's go count in the chat. If you
Let's
counted
go,
how
guys.
many
Come
let's go
on.
MG has said
Yeah. Come on.
the
Let's go.
stream. But anyway, yo, let's go indeed is the
Yeah.
right phrase to use in this situation. But this is going to be a match number 4, MG. This is
Yes.
between
Yes.
Malaysia and
Wakana.
Wakana.
Yeah.
All right, so again, this is going to be quite an interesting match. Took a while for the teams to get ready. Of course, they want to get their final builds up before they actually proceed with the match, right?
Yes. I thought they were gonna use that class.
Ah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
waiting.
yeah. I'm not
You're
sure if you saw
waiting.
that. I'm not sure if you saw that class outside, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Ooh, maybe they have that class as a backup though.
yeah. I was waiting
Maybe,
for that
maybe,
class.
maybe.
Ah.
Because again, you can cause a lot of wonders utilizing that.
But
Maybe full throttle
But yeah,
if you
question.
want
Like,
to
if you're
use
going
it.
to put that class on your lineup, what's the other class that you're gonna have?
Uh, I'm sorry, but I don't know what class you are talking about, MG.
Yeah, maybe let's talk about that later. Yeah,
But yeah, is it an interesting class?
it
Is it a
is.
class
It
we haven't
is.
seen before?
I think we saw that like one time on this for this season.
Ooh.
Ooh, you know that, man. I think you
Uh,
know that.
yeah, maybe it's something that we've talked about
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yes. I'm hoping
But
that
maybe
that
maybe
you're gonna use that
maybe it's a
class.
backup class. Maybe we
Please.
don't know. All
Yeah.
right. But anything can happen. Of course, they can change their lineups after a round. So maybe if they lose the first round, they want to switch things up. Go for a wild card lineup in the
Yes.
next round. But yeah, anyway, guys, this is the last match for tonight. This is match number 4. Team
Malaysia.
Wakana,
Malaysia
Team
and
Malaysia versus Team
yes.
Wakana. Right.
Ooh.
So let's talk about lineups. MG, what do you have on your side?
Yes, for Team Malaysia, we have the 5 core classes, of course. We have the Minstrel, Archbishop, the Royal Guard, the Sura, and the Sorcerer. And their 2 added classes is the Mechanic and the Ranger. I thought they're gonna go for the
Oh,
Warlock. I was.
but you can still see your favorite move though.
Yeah.
You can
Nothing
still
beats
see your favorite play.
nothing beats the Suicidal Destruction, you know?
But let's see if they can utilize that suicidal destruction in this match. And for the side of Wakana, of course, they have that Runite and Shadow Chaser as their wildcard classes here. Their 5 classes, of course, are intact. Royal Guard, Surang, Maestro, Archbishop, and Sorcerer. As both teams are just getting set and ready. In a minute, the
Yes.
match will start. MG, this is going
Yes.
to be exciting,
Of course.
Ranger
Yeah.
and Mechanic on the
Ranger.
side of Malaysia. Let's see how they
Here we
utilize
go.
this lineup. Of course, they have a lot of defense if they want to push with that barrier to deal with the Royal Guard of Wakana to make sure they don't receive that much damage. But they need to take care of that Sura first. So
Yes.
maybe a Pulse plus Arrow Storm can make it happen. But let's see though. This is round 1 is going to start in a bit. So excited to see how these teams will perform. Again, this is the last match for tonight.
Yes.
MG, let's go for another one of your memorable lines.
Yes. Okay, guys, let's go. Okay.
You should have timed it right. You should have
Okay.
timed it right when the match actually the round actually started though.
Oh,
But yeah.
yes.
Okay. Let's wait it out. Let's
Okay.
wait it out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and of course, buffs are getting casted here for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And
Here we go.
there you go, MG.
Here we go. I think, and yes. Okay, guys, let's go! Our last match for today, Team Malaysia versus Team Wakana. And right now, Team Malaysia is going on the hill right now, putting a quick magnetic earth, guys. And they're just trying to cast it out on this one. And their ranger is trying to scout on the north side, making sure that there is no land protector on the north side. And yeah, I think they're just playing
Yes.
defensively on the side of Malaysia.
Well, it's a very risky move, right? To scout with the ranger. One of
Yeah.
your damage dealers scouting for for information against the
Yes.
opposing team who has a Runite in their lineup. It's kind of dangerous, but I would have used a mechanic for that one since it has more mobility, or that Sura maybe with possibly a full HP to scout things out. But
Yes.
anyway, they will try to make things work. Both teams are just positioned on top of the hills. They're just waiting for the other team to push in. So we might see maybe Wakana push in a bit,
Yes.
as I believe they are trying to get set and ready. They have that Shadow Chaser. Maybe has a copy the Crazy Vines right here to make sure to remove that magnetic earth, right?
Yep. I think that's one of the things that he needs to do. The moment that they hit that impact immediately on this further enemy, he needs to cast that. And the same time, I think
Okay.
right now Team Malaysia is just patiently waiting on this one because they know for a fact that they have the advantage on the long range. Using that ranger, they can actually snipe
Okay,
out.
okay, but hold on
Okay,
to
here we
that
go.
one. MG Dragon's Breath will get casted here on Malaysia. Malaysia Gates of Hell. Royal
Good
Guard is
position
getting
here.
targeted here. Of course, they have Suicidal Destruction actually landing here
Here we go.
on Wakana. Actually, 5 members of Makana are left here for for their squad. But High Feed Cartram will die and damage that Royal Guard. Diamond Dust on the floor. Dragon's Breath still continues
They
damage
still have
here on the
Sura.
side of Malaysia. Gates of Hell will not connect here. I'm not sure who's the target here of Team Malaysia, but they are getting heavily damaged by that Rune Knight of Wakana. Exceed Break trying to single out single person. Oh,
Here we
that
go.
Maestro though. That Maestro
Oh.
of Malaysia, or rather the Wakana.
Yes, and the
Oh,
masquerades
wait,
are
wait.
hit. Yeah.
Malaysia or West of Malaysia went down because of that Exceed Break though. I need to watch the replay. I got
Yes, they
I
still
got
have
confused
the
right
Ranger.
there. But again, Dragon's Breath continues. Dragon's Breath here. Arrow Storms will
Oh.
not land here as that as Wakana takes down that Ranger with that Exceed Break once again. Just dealing damage over and over here to
Okay,
Malaysia.
quick flex. I think Team Malaysia can still flip this on their side.
Okay, Giant Growth though. Giant Growth getting casted here by Ohana, by the Rune Knight. And now maybe they are waiting for another hit. Dragon's Breath will connect, targeting Dark Archbishop. That Shadow
Oh.
Chaser is still alive. Ignorance then knocking him out with that Dragon's Breath mechanic is the only one left alive, I believe, for Malaysia. Full divestment, Exceed Break to finish him off. And that is a way to end that match as
Yes.
Wakana will be taking round number 1.
Yes, a good push there coming from on the side of Wakana. Yeah. So I think Wakana did a good job on doing a comeback on that round. And at the same time on the side of Malaysia, they almost had that push. I think they just need a bit of DPS on their side. I think the Ranger tried to flank on the other side, but apparently that's the movement is too far from their entire party. That's why he didn't dish out a good amount of damage on that round. So I'm not sure what's the plan of that Ranger, but again, he needs to be present on those clashes because again, there's a lot of open opportunities on the side of Wakana that he can actually free hit or take down the enemy. So yeah.
Yes. Sorry about that. But
That's
I'm
okay.
actually just watching the replay right now of what actually went on. So basically Arrow Storm's landed here, but that that Royal Guard though of Wakana is actually pushing with his team. But Malaysia landing that suicidal destruction perfectly taking down members here of
Mm-hmm.
oh wait. No one actually went down though.
Mm-hmm.
It's with the suicidal destruction, but they just got eliminated really by team Wakana right there.
Yes.
But yeah, that was a nice play here coming from team Wakana.
Yep. I think
Right.
on the side of Malaysia, they have a good start. Um, the way they initiated the fight is really good. It's just the mid part of that clash. I think they're kind of scattered as well, though they have a good sustain. Sustaining the damage coming from Team Wakana. But again, the fact that most of your DPS classes are outside of the periphery on that clash, and they're not dishing out enough contribution on the damage, that's gonna be a problem on the side of Team Malaysia or on that side as yeah. So I think they need to be present again, like I mentioned earlier. They need to be present on those clashes. They need to take advantage of those open opportunity that they can snipe out or take down those squishy classes at the back. But yeah, maybe
Mhm.
on the round two, maybe Malaysia can make some adjustment and make a comeback on this one.
Yes. Well, I actually watched the replay though, MG.
Mm-hmm.
At the first round, the Shadow Chaser of Mukana actually went for that full throttle. He
Oh,
went for that full throttle, just going in, just casting several skills against Wakana as they all pushed in. So as that full throttle, he has max movement speed, just speeding through the
yeah,
map basically, and that's why he went out for a little bit right there, or he never showed himself for a little bit because again, dealing with the rebound of full throttle because
yeah,
it's more than 30 seconds as that match or that round went on.
yeah,
So basically, they were playing it a little bit safe on the later rounds, but again, Royal Guard did that Exceed Break though. Royal Guard
yeah,
Exceed Break plus that Rune Knight. I'm not sure how much damage it can deal, but it's taking down a lot of players here
yes,
in
and
Ragnarok Asia Masters Season 2 or
yeah.
2023.
Yeah, I actually noticed that since I mean on our previous match that we have that's Team Valkyrie versus Hierarchy. Hierarchy actually did the Exceed Break um Royal Guard as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? We saw that Royal Guard doing Exceed Break opting for a much offensive style versus just doing sacrifice and protecting the entire party. I think Hierarchy and Wakana has the same style as well. Because again, on the first initiation, Wakana played a bit of defense on the first 30 seconds, and on the last seconds or minutes of the matches, that RG or Royal Guard went in. And I do agree with you on the replay that you saw that the Shadow Chaser went for a full throttle, then he went out for a few seconds or few seconds, right? Just to remove
Mm-hmm.
that cooldown. Um Again, my take there is on the side of Malaysia, again, you have a 30 seconds window that they don't have any shadow chaser and you're not present on the combat, especially if you're a DPS class. That's gonna be that's gonna be a bad decision making on if you're gonna be that ranger on the side of Malaysia. So
Well,
I mean,
basically
yeah,
Malaysia just got pulverized by Wakana right there. Again, that
yeah.
Sura, I got chased down by the members of Wakana. That's why he didn't last for
They
very
got
long. But
scattered
again,
like really bad.
yeah, but again, Runite with the Dragon's Breath and what called it, Dragon's Breath and Exceed Break with that Royal Guard, just taking down a lot of players. We've seen this for a few matches now. This day,
Yeah,
this
actually,
day. I think this is the third time we've seen
an
something
exceed
like
break
this
offensive
happen.
Royal Guard. Yeah,
Exceed Break just pushing and attacking their opponents. With that Dragon's Breath as well. Um, and yeah, that Sura of Wakana just went down very quickly at the start of the round. Targeting that Royal Guard of um of Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
But as that Sura actually went in with that Gates of Hell targeting that Royal Guard, or maybe whoever the target was, he got targeted as well by Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
Just eliminating him because he's playing with very low HP. That's the hard part of playing with the Sura with very low HP. You need to make sure to get very much protected by your Royal Guard.
Exactly. Yes. And the same time, on the side of Malaysia, they have that ranger who can actually snipe out that Sura immediately. So the moment that he loses that sacrifice on top of him, that's gonna be a free kill from Malaysia for that ranger, right? So again, if Wakana wants to pull it off, they need to be careful on that ranger. Again, put pressure on the ranger, put pressure on the DPS players on the side of Malaysia, then force them to move outside of their, you know, their defensive position.
Yes. Here, actually for Malaysia, we have a kind of unique play. And I can see some full throttle movement here coming from the side of Wakana though. They are moving very, very quickly. And as you can see, maybe they are going to deal with the rebound later on as that a full throttle wears off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movement though coming from these teams is very much quick though. As Malaysia is just waiting for Wakana to push in, vacuums on the floor here. And earlier, actually, I saw ankle snares get placed here on the front. Malaysia just trying to push in. Your favorite skill once again,
Yes.
MG ankle snares. Spring traps will get
There we go.
removing the ankle snares right here. But
Oh!
Sura will get dispelled. Dragon's Breath again on the side of Malaysia. And
They went
of
in?
course, Malaysia is dealing with a masquerade here coming from the Shadow Chaser of Wakana. As Wakana has just pushed in Dragon's Breath here. And the Millennium Shield will get casted by that Rune Knight.
Here we go.
And then again, Malaysia is just all around scattered here in match round number 2 of this match. Weakness on that Sura. Wakana just taking down members one by one. Ranger is the next target. Again, Dragon's Breath, Harmonize, and plus the Lex Eterna. Malaysia still surviving. They still have the Archbishop, Maestro, and Royal Guard. But that Royal Guard
Sura.
isn't actually doing anything. Maybe he got masqueraded by that Shadow Chaser
Yeah.
of Wakana right there. But Malaysia left their Maestro for some reason, casting that Frost Joke. And
Yes.
he's dealing with the consequences of that one. Dragon's Breath to eliminate him very quickly. Dragon's Breath again here on the side of Malaysia.
They're
Getting
still up.
damaged heavily.
Sura's
But
still
of
up.
course, Battle Chance will get casted. Overbrands will get casted by the Royal Guard here of Malaysia, as that Sura of Malaysia is just trying to relocate, making sure they have the right spot. Soul Brands will go off. Ignorance, actually. But Dragon's Breath, Lex Eterna, Dragon's Breath, eliminating that Sura though.
Yeah. Well, it was really fast.
Uh-huh. And Malaysia down to 2 members. Archbishop and that Royal Guard left for their team, as Wakana is just trying to take them
Masquerades?
down 5 versus 2, and they don't have any more damage dealers there. Full investment here on that Royal Guard.
Ouch.
Ignorance on that Archbishop. I'm not sure if they can do anything else at this point. They are just getting heavily damaged
Yep.
here by Wakana.
Yes, actually, they have a good start here on the side of Malaysia, but I think there is a miscommunication on on how they actually move outside of the respawn point. I think they didn't notice that Wakana is on the right side earlier, so that's why they got surprised that there is a damage or a vacuum immediately on their side, on the side of Malaysia.
Yes, and Wakana finally eliminated all the members there of Malaysia, as Wakana is moving on to the next round of Ragnarok Asian Masters 2023.
Wow.
And wow, the start of round number 2 was very chaotic. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I'm not sure what I was looking at because there are a lot of things were happening all around. I didn't know what to look at. I didn't know what to expect coming from these teams because everyone was just all around scattered. That Sura was trying to run away, getting chased by the Shadow Chaser, And at the same time, Ranger positioned at the very awkward spot there. I'm not sure, though. For
Yeah.
Malaysia, they have that Ranger on the right side, Suro on the left, and the whole stack on the middle while they are getting, torn down
Yes.
by the Dragon's Breath of that Rune Knight. And yeah, Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser, oof, kind of
Yes.
the real meta right now for
Yes.
Ragnarok Asian Masters 2023.
Yes. Again, the Rune Knight and the Shadow Chaser is, again, it's very flexible. They can actually play for like a utility type of class wherein they can just put pressure, disable, prevent the enemies on moving, and disrupting their skills as well. Right. So I think the Shadow Chaser and the Rune Knight is one of the good classes that they can actually put, especially if you want to play, or it's actually you can play it on a fast pace tempo or a slow pace tempo. It works on those classes compared to a what do you call this, a mechanic. Like most of the mechanic that we're using, like 80% of their gameplay is more on a high tempo movement around the map. So it's very predictable compared to a Rune Knight and a Shadow Chaser combo. So yeah.
Well, they're kind of learning from maybe based on experience, and they know what to do in every type of
Yes.
situation. But yeah, that's it for day number 3 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Again, congratulations to all the winners for today.
Yes.
So MG, who are the teams? Who are the teams that is going to move on to the next round?
Okay. Okay, so right now I think the brands are they're still updating, but again, for our match for today, our first match is team building versus Valhalla. Team building managed to take 2 wins out of the hands of Valhalla. So team building will move on the second round, and second match is going to be a solid 27 versus Arrogant. Arrogant took the 2-0 out of the hands of solid 27. And for our third match, Team Valkyrie versus Hierarchy. Hierarchy took the match because of that offensive Royal Guard that we saw earlier. And earlier, we have last match is Malaysia and Wakana. Wakana took the win again as well. And they're actually moving now on the second round
Yes.
of our
Well,
tournament.
the Royal Guard and Rune Knight combination just proving to be really,
Yeah.
really powerful or painful to
Well,
deal with.
yes.
But yeah, MG, let's talk about what's going to be happen on day number 4 of Ragnarok Asia Masters
Yes.
2023. Who are the teams that will be competing on Wednesday?
Yes. For team for 29th of March, and that's gonna be our fourth day. Let me just pull my, what do you call this? My Shalond. Okay, there you go. So it's gonna be team Passion versus team Sanstui. Yeah.
That's Team Passion S.
Oh, Team Passion S versus team
All right.
Sanstui. For our second match, that's gonna be backup versus Sight Like. Third match is gonna be Constantia versus Resonance, and our last match for that day is gonna be Ultra versus Immunity.
Yes, and good set of matches we have for day 4 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Who is the team that you are rooting for match number 4? Of course, let us know on Wednesday, 29th of March. Again, that is on Wednesday, same
Wednesday.
time, 8 to 10 p.m. GMT plus 8, of course. And anyway, that's going to be it for today. Once again, we are your casters. My name is James.
And my name is MG.
And that's it for day 3 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. And have a good night, everyone. Bye, guys.